what is the law of attraction? So the law of cause and effect says that every effect in your world is a direct cause correlation to your consciousness. Wonderful. So law of attraction then, what does that mean? So law of attraction is actually a secondary law. It's not a primary law. I would venture to even say that the law is the law of vibration and attraction is an outcome of that law. So the law of vibration says that we are perpetually at all times vibrating. We can't argue that, can we? Like we're atoms that are like in motion, like we're constantly vibrating. And so there's blood constantly pumping through your veins. Your body is constantly moving. Even when you are sleeping, you are still breathing. Your heart is still pumping. There is still hair growing, nails growing. Like it's constant vibration. So that's great. We believe that, yes. Now, physics will tell you that like attracts like. So the way in which you are vibrating attracts or repels. What do you mean repels? What do you mean, Kathleen? Well, if I'm a woman who is super insecure and I have anxious attachment style and I am just worried that nobody likes me, I don't think that I'm worthy of anyone. Do you think a really confident, well-adapted, secure man is going to be like, oh, I like her. I like how anxious she is. I like how unworthy she thinks she is. No way. Will not attract. What you might attract is a narcissist, because what's the underlying energy of a narcissist? It attracts, right? So I use this example, but it's the same thing with money. It's the same thing with business. Now, if you are a very successful CEO and business owner, and you have a product or service offering that you give, and you think that that product and that service is absolutely the best in the industry, the best, is that going to attract to you? Of course it is. People are really like, oh, I want that. I want to know how to have that. They'll feel the confidence and they'll be attracted to it. So can you see how like some things will literally repel and some things will literally attract? So if I have a business that I've launched and I have a product and I have a service and I'm really scared that nobody's going to buy it, I don't think it's really that good. Do people even need it? What if I can't actually help them? What if it doesn't work? Is it too expensive? Are people going to think it's really expensive? Are we attracting clients or repelling clients? We're repelling. And you're doing it unconsciously. What does it mean to do something consciously versus unconsciously? Consciously means you're aware. You know you are doing it. Unconsciously, you're unaware. You don't even know. You're just doing it because that's the way it is, and that's the way it's always been. It's just an automatic pattern or a program. Is that also working with the law of assumption? The law of assumption is a Neville Goddard law, and it's a metaphysical law. And it has a lot more to do with the intellectual mind, but your vibrational state will be what it is based on the assumptions you hold. So all of these things that I said about, you know, I'm scared nobody's going to buy my product and I think it's too expensive and blah, blah, blah. Those are all assumptions. They're beliefs that I hold in the subconscious mind about my product, my business, my service, my opportunity, whatever it is. And because I assume failure, I vibrate in an energy of failure. And so then what will I attract? Things that will keep me at failure. The world will show you that what you believe to be true, is real. So you look outside of you and you go, yeah, see, I knew nobody would sign up. I knew nobody would buy it. I knew I'd do my grand opening and have 3 people come. That's what I'm talking about, is what you assume to be true. But let's stick with vibration, and we'll go deeper into what creates your vibrational state. But you can be vibrating in many, many different ways. And we use the word emotion or feeling to describe the vibrational state that we are in, right? So when I say I feel sad, I'm describing my vibrational state. When I say, oh man, I am so happy, I am so lit up, I am inspired, we're describing our vibrational state. So you can imagine then, if I am predominantly most of the time feeling really low, uninspired, unworthy, I'm lacking confidence, I don't really believe in myself, I'm not happy with my life, I'm displeased, I'm judging myself and I'm judging the world, my vibrational state is going to be low and slow. I'm probably going to watch a lot more TV. I'm probably going to sit on the couch a lot more. I'm probably going to sit maybe at my desk more often. I'm probably not going to take as much action. So vibrationally, I will attract to me things that match it, people that match it, opportunities that match it. Even my intuition will match it. My intuition will give me ideas of how to continue to stay in this low place. But then imagine now if you change that and you decide to be inspired and excited and lit up and energetic and happy and fulfilled, and you decide to see yourself completely different, your vibrational state is now fast. It's oscillating fast and higher instead of this low and slow, higher and faster. So guess what? You start watching less TV. You sit at your desk less. You go out and you do things more. You want to go out for dinner. You want to launch your business. You want to go live on social media. You want to go meet new friends. You go to a networking event. What do you start attracting to you? More opportunities, more ideas that match that inspired, go for it, take action energy. So the attraction piece is very, very powerful. But it all starts with your consciousness. So the law of attraction says like attracts like. But I want to debunk something right now because this is a common misconception in the law of attraction world. And I know this from experience. You do not attract based on mood alone. You attract based on identity. Okay, so what does it mean to your mood? You're happy versus you're sad, right? So to be a positive, happy person 24/7 does not mean you will make millions of dollars. How do we know that? There's a lot of very happy people that don't have any money. There's also very wealthy people that are not happy. They're miserable. So mood doesn't manifest. It's actually identity that manifests. So imagine this too. I can be a happy person that wants to have a successful business. I want to be a happy, successful business owner, but my business just doesn't take off. Happiness alone does not do it. It's identity. And so part of your identity can be to see yourself as a happy person, but I don't want us to just sit here and be like, okay, all I have to do is be happy 24/7. Let's just be happy. Let's not have a negative thought. Also, I've made a lot of money in non-happy emotional states. So it's a myth, and I think we can really debunk it. So what do we want to understand then? It's actually how you see yourself in relation to this world that makes all the difference to what you observe in your life. So you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to have a successful business, but you never quit your corporate job. This is the growth, right? This is the accepting of the new belief. I had to quit being a nurse. I had to stop. Like, if I forever clung to the identity that I'm a nurse, I will forever stay there and I'm not accepting this other identity. When do you know when is the right time? Is there a wrong time? No, really. Like, I want us to really think about this. Is there a wrong time to make the decision? Remember that you create your reality. The outcome is what you choose the outcome to be. So if you're choosing the outcome of, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to have a successful career, my business is going to be booming, and I'm going to make more doing what I love than what I was doing. Maybe it's double. Maybe you're going to decide you're going to make double. I'm going to make twice as much money as an entrepreneur than I made in my corporate career. And if you go into it with that belief, what would you do? You would quit your job. So what's happening there is you're not making the decision to leave the job and to leave the identity because you don't fully believe in the other one yet. If you fully believed, you would do it. You would absolutely do it. How could you afford it? Afford what? All you got to do is decide what's next. I decide what's next. So I'm going to quit my nursing career, but I'm going to do this instead. So I don't want you guys being like, I'll quit your jobs with no plan, no passion, no purpose, no other thing. I want you to know what the other thing is. You don't have to match the income though. This is the other thing that we try to do is we try to match the income of the new thing, but you're still holding on to the old identity. So let it go. My business freaking boomed when I stopped doing network marketing. When I let go of that, it wasn't my identity anymore. It wasn't me. It's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to run my own company. I wanted to be the CEO. That was what I wanted to do. I let go of the network marketing. My business just took off. It really is a choice of what you would love to do with your life and knowing that it's what you desire. I was in network marketing for, I think, about 2.5 years, and I did it while I was in my nursing career. And the network marketing was just like this because I was fragmented my energy. I was still in nursing, trying to grow this, but because I was never letting go of nursing, I was just staying here. So when I let go of nursing, the network marketing went like this. Then I got into this material and wanted to teach it. And so then I went to this, dropped this off, and this soared, absolutely soared. But I think I did my coaching business and network marketing for 5 weeks together at the same time. And the universe literally took me out. Like, what are you doing? Why are you over here? I remember having a Bob Proctor conference and a network marketing conference on the same weekend. And I'm like, ooh, isn't this interesting? The universe is making me decide. And of course, I chose to go to the Bob thing, right? Whatever you want, you will have. I didn't want to do it anymore, so it went away. But anyways, it was the best decision I ever made. And, now I get the opportunity to support so many people in network marketing business through this material. So we have had people in network marketing that have literally 4x'd their businesses and their team's results from this material. So I'm supposed to support them and not actually be doing it because that's not what I wanted to do. So this is a difference. How do you step into a new identity as a full-time entrepreneur? You accept the belief that you are. You have to accept the belief that you are. It is actually in your ability to not believe that is keeping you from the very experience. So what if I just believed? What if I just believed? I let go of my nursing career. I let go of my network marketing career. I bought a $4,000 Louis Vuitton bag when I first launched my coaching business in absolute faith that my business was going to grow. And then look what happened. Acts of faith are so powerful. So powerful. How do you get rid of distractions? Those tiny little messages that pop up in your head, those are automatic. They are called automatic negative thoughts, ANTs, A-N-T, automatic negative thoughts. And so automatic negative thoughts are just a pattern in the program. They're what you're used to. So if you replace with a new identity, one of confidence, of assurances, of resilience, one of persistence and discipline and commitment, one of faith and empowerment, you will start to think according to those ideas and the automatic and negative thoughts will be less. It's very uncommon for me to sit here and think like, oh no, what if next month my business doesn't do what I want it to do? No, because I'm actually fueling my mind with what I desire. In order for us to turn our magnet on to attract, we need to know what it is we desire to attract into our lives, right? So we can't sit here today and be like, okay, I'm going to turn my magnet on. I want to attract everything. Let's go. We want to be super intentional with this, super intentional. So the first thing that I want you guys to do, and I want you to just spend a couple of minutes here, is to actually write out on a piece of paper, what do I want to call into my life? What do I want to call into my life? Do we know what we mean by call in? What am I going to ask for? It could be a type of person. It could be a type of relationship. It could be an experience. It could be a number of money in your bank account. It could be a feeling. It could be an identity. Whatever. So just take a couple of minutes to think about this now. Just sit down. Your heart is wide open. Your subconscious mind is wide open. You've accessed the field of infinite potential. I want this transformation. I want to change. I want to leave this career. I want to leave that. Write the list. There is no limit. Create a list. We're not asking for one thing. What do you want to call into your life? Okay, what do you want to call into your life? Call it all in. Yes. You can specifically do buckets if you want. So you can think about the relationship bucket of your life. So what would my ideal relationships look like? You can look at the business bucket of your life. What would my ideal business? What would I like to call into my business? You could look at health. What do I want to call into myself for health? for the next few years, right? Whatever that is. But right now, we're just accessing the field of infinite potential. We're going into the fourth dimension. We're going into our imagination where everything begins. And we're now pulling from there. We're selecting. We're selecting from there. So at the beginning of every single year, I do this exercise where I call in what I want. So the only thing that I would say, when you want to call something in, we don't want to use the language that still highlights the thing that we don't want. So when we say that I want to call in the removing of fear, the subconscious mind still feels fear. It still hears fear. So what would be an experience that you could call in that the subconscious mind would accept faster? So if you don't have any fear, what state are you in? What would be the experience? Deep and profound confidence, absolute faith, walking in faith, full trust, anything like that. Even fearless still is the word fear. So I want us to think of a word that doesn't have the word we don't want in it. Like we don't want to say debt-free. No, I want an overflowing bank account. I want to call in more money. I want to call in more business success and growth. I want to call in more health. I want to call in better relationships or a new relationship. I want to call in more travel experiences. I want to call in more joy. I want to call in more love, more peace, more fulfillment, more happiness, right? So in order to call that in, what energy do you need to be in to attract it? Can you attract more love in your life without being love yourself? Can you call in more money by being lack and limitation in your life? No. Can you attract health from thoughts of disease? No, you can't. So this is where we want to match the vibration of what we seek now in the 3D physical world. So most people are matching what they observe, and then you create more of what you observe. So think about it this way. Are you thinking from circumstance or contemplating success? Do we feel the difference there? So to think from circumstance is to say, I'm single and I want a man. But contemplating what you desire then is, can't wait to meet the next great love of my life. You're contemplating the desire, not thinking from circumstance. The other piece too is like your business. So if you're looking at your business and you're saying, I haven't made the money that I want to make yet, you're thinking from circumstance. So what would be a contemplating success? That would shift. How can we contemplate success? What I just did with you. What would you love to call in? I would love to call in $100,000 a month. So almost immediately then what happens is you stop thinking from what is and you start thinking from what could be. And then all of a sudden you start thinking about what you know it really is, which is not what you're observing and not what you think is possible, but what is already done, right? Most people are in the gap between where they are and where they want to go, what they have achieved and what they want to achieve. And so they see this difference. So they're using the mind, the intellectual mind, to perceive what they haven't yet achieved. They're in the gap. But to be in the gain is to say, oh, well, I've achieved this and I've done this and look at all the growth that I've done and look at how amazing and blah, 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 blah. To celebrate, to be in gratitude. But I would go even further to say that there is no gap if you understand this material. There is no gap if you understand what it means to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So we want to remove the gap between the vibration of where you are and where you're going, and you want to become it now. So you must assume the belief that it is already done. You want to assume the belief that you are what you desire. Most people come to me needing something. So their level of belief is, I don't have it and I need it. And oftentimes they need it so much that they feel almost sometimes desperate. They're so attached to needing it. And that is a starting point level of belief. You cannot manifest from that. So what I mean by that is you will manifest needing it forever. The universe says, yes, I need more money. Yes, here is needing more money. Yes, I'm going to continue to give you the experience that you are having in this moment, the experience of who you are being. So you are being a person who needs more money that never has enough. So yes, that's what I'm going to keep giving you. That's like the lower level of the ladder of belief. So then through this material, through our courses, our programs, our mentorship, our live events, whatever, I want to get you to the next level, which is to want it instead of need it. So when you want something, but you don't need it, you're unattached. So you're not pulling at it. You're not desperate for it. You're not still holding the identity of not having it. You're actually starting to move into the identity of, I think I can maybe have this. But the universe will still say, yes. And so if you stay in want, you will forever stay in want. So the universe will still say, oh, you would like more money? Okay, we'll keep you liking more money. Keep you wanting it. So we're not going to stop there. Then the next ladder of belief I want to get you to is to believe it's on its way. To believe that it is possible. To believe that you yourself can have it. So from need to want to believe, right? And so what's the universe's response when you say, oh, I believe this is for me. Oh, I believe I can do this. I believe it's on its way. The universe will start being like, oh, she believes. Let's give her a little bit and show her that her belief is there. And so you'll start to see some inconsistent manifestations. You will start to see some things show up, signs of land, when you're in the believe. But where I want you to go to is the know. So from need to want to believe it is possible to know that it is already done. Everything manifests in the knowing. To know is to have. So to know then, it doesn't have to be observed. You just know. So people will say to me, Kathleen, I have no idea why, but I just know that this is my biggest month in my business history right now, this month. Nothing's changed. No additional money's come in. No additional sales. They're not observing. They're just knowing from the inside out. And then bam, 2 weeks later. Told you. This is the ladder of belief that I want every single one of us to climb along this process so that we can observe the reality we desire. So it's just about paying attention to where you are. No guilt, no shame, no self-judgment. Let's know where we're at. So when I say that I get everything that I want, that I manifest anything I've ever wanted, that I go for it, that I go all in, where am I in that? It's a knowing. It's an absolute knowing.